Google doesn't know what your renovation is going to cost. And if you've been putting off your mid-century update plans for months, maybe years, because you haven't yet saved up enough what experts estimate is an average kitchen remodel, you're planning wrong. A well-planned remodel may take months, years, or multiple phases to finalize itself, but it should include some changes you can start enjoying right away. And it should be grounded in your life, your family, your needs, not priced based on averages or trends. Today, let's talk about where to start so that you can make real progress on your home improvement plans in 2026. Let's get this out of the way first. If you've been waiting because you're saving up for your overall estimated remodel cost, or you're trying to figure out what's necessary to do in a remodel, you're not crazy. You're following the advice that all the experts have given you. And maybe some advice from people who aren't even experts. But that's not the right advice for you as a mid-century homeowner. Most remodeling advice out there is coming from a place of people who want to sell you a big transformation at a big price. That's their business. That is the remodeling industry. Anyone who's telling you what an average remodel is going to cost isn't necessarily talking about your house. Your mid-century home isn't average, and the perfect remodel for you isn't going to be average either. And it's also absolutely possible that doing too much to your home could end up ruining it, could end up removing some of the mid-century charm that drew you to it in the first place. The perfect remodel for your house is tailored and timeless. It's specific to you, it's specific to the house, and it's specific to the mid-century era. So making that happen isn't going to start from Google average research. It's going to come from asking yourself necessary questions about what's important to your lifestyle, what the house is and isn't doing for you right now. Sure, running the maintenance checklist that you might have gotten from a building inspector when you moved in, and tuning the style either more mid-century than it is right now, adding in some new design features, or repairing past bad remodel choices of you or someone else. One way or another, you're going to need a mid-century master plan approach to make your remodel work right. I talk about mid-century master plans all the time. Check out this video for why exactly a master plan approach is going to be what you need to get the right results for your house. But today we're going to talk more about where you begin, what the first step is that's necessary to make sure that your remodel is right-sized for your choices, for your life, and even for your budget. In order to break out of that sense of, oh my God, it's just going to be so expensive, we're not ready, you need to reframe something about your mindset. We need to rethink the whole concept of what you're trying to do in a remodel, because when you look at a transition show on HGTV or when you Google the cost of a total kitchen remodel, it's always assuming that everything about the house is going to change. And that's not necessarily true for you. In fact, the actual cost of a remodel is not necessarily related to how much of an improvement in your life it makes. And sometimes really transformative changes are small because they're targeted and very effective. So the difference between an expensive remodel that doesn't actually improve your life and a targeted remodel, one that may or may cost a lot of money but is driven by the things that are most important to you, is design. And that design is going to come from the priorities that you set at the very beginning of the process. Good design is impossible without knowing what our goals are as we move towards making change. So today, let's talk about the power of tapping into your underlying reasons, what's really driving you to do a remodel in the first place. And this is going to be incredibly valuable to you for two separate reasons. First, your underlying why is going to make every decision simpler. You can rule things out or know that something is the right way to spend your money with confidence over and over again from decisions large and small throughout your whole remodel process. And then you also use the power of knowing that you've really dug into your why to move yourself forward, to break the inertia. When you are asking yourself how this remodel can change your life, it stops feeling like something you could do and starts feeling like something you want to do. Can I just get up on my soapbox for a minute? You and everyone, mid-century house aside, need to plan a remodel that's actually specific to your life, one that makes a change for you, because otherwise you're simply replacing trends. The average lifespan of a kitchen remodel is 15 years. Expect your remodel to need remodeling in 15 years. And this is ridiculous when you think about the fact that we're talking about mid-century houses here specifically, and if you have an original mid-century kitchen, it's probably got some things that are bugging you, it's probably got some things that are broken, but it's still potentially functional after 75 years. That, in my opinion, is the goal of a kitchen lifetime, maybe as long as the life of the house. If it's really done well, if it's really cared for well, it should last forever. It should certainly last as long as you want to live in the house. So if you're trying to plan a remodel that actually can live with you through your lifespan in the house, you're not going to take advice from people who want to sell you a 15-year kitchen Or if we're talking about averages, maybe less than that. So this video is actually the first in a series that I want to do focusing on how to get your remodel plans going in 2026. And that doesn't necessarily mean getting everything you'll ever do to your house done in 2026, but it is about breaking the deadlock. So whether we're talking about maybe your remodel needs are smaller than you thought, and we can really do something surgical and careful and tailored to your life and finish it this year, or we're just identifying what can happen this year and then how that will blend nicely into phase 2 in 5 years, we're going to get you moving. And we need to do that by understanding that it's all about working with and towards your own personal priorities. I mean, what's more important to you? Let me know in the comments. Are you looking to plan an average remodel, or are you hoping to make changes to your house that mean it's perfect for you and for your life? Are you remodeling for resale or for your family to live in it? Comment down below, and I think you'll find you're not alone if you are hoping to plan a really specific remodel that actually makes your house into the home you want to stay in as long as you can. And if you are looking for advice on how to remodel for resale, you've probably watched too long into the wrong video. The trick to planning a remodel that stands on a really firm foundation from this point forward is to know your why. And I don't mean your surface level why. This is the secret. It's to get underneath the surface level details. Surface whys are why people just take out the kitchen they have and replace it with a kitchen that works exactly the same, but has trendy 2026 finishes. Can I take an educated guess about your kitchen right now? If you're watching this video, you probably have a really tired original kitchen that doesn't work for you, or an 80s, 90s, or flipper kitchen that is shabby, feels too small, and oh, the drawers don't close properly either. That's frustrating. That feels like why you want to remodel. But let's get deeper than that. Those problems, while all irritating, all things you will address in your remodel, aren't anchored to your core problems closely enough in order to power you into getting started in 2026 or even help you prioritize decisions clearly and price your remodel properly. So let's look under the surfaces of those irritants. If your kitchen feels too small, it might be a counter space issue. Okay, you need more counter space, but why? Maybe you only have enough space in your kitchen right now for one adult to work on a complicated cooking project at a time. That means only one of you can take point at a time on meal prep or cleanup. Eventually, this might devolve into an unfair division of labor, which will cause resentment and partnership problems. And it also means you don't have a time and space where you're just working side by side, collaborating on something where you can catch up on the day, get on the same page. Your relationship could be at stake because you don't have enough counter space in your kitchen. That's an underlying why that drives a change. If your kitchen feels too closed off and separated from the rest of the house, it might be hard for anyone with small kids to connect to people who are in other parts of the house. So this might mean that there's more screen time going on while dinner prep is happening, when instead it could be supervised homework time or chat if there was better space inside of the kitchen. You might be changing your parenting style to accommodate your house. Let's change the house so you can be the kind of parent you want to be in it. So you can have the kind of relationship with your small kids, your teens, or even your empty nesters coming home to really connect with your family. Or maybe the problem really is shabbiness or a really weird 90s remodel. If your shame about the surfaces of the kitchen is actually preventing you from socializing, from having your neighbors over, for inviting someone who stops by to come on in and have a cup of coffee with you, you could be undermining your ability to have the kind of loose network, social connections, casual get-togethers that you used to have and you remember from your post-college days. If there's not enough space to sit down, you might never be the person who hosts, and you might feel awkward about accepting invitations to go to other people's houses. Feeling awkward about your house could be costing you anchoring in the community. That's a reason to kickstart your remodel ASAP. Every person's reasons for remodeling are unique, and we can always dig deeper. Once we find those underlying reasons, what it's costing you to put off the remodel, you can do a couple of things right away. You can start to tweak the problem. You can just realize that you've been holding yourself back from something and push through it. Or you can make a small modification. You can open up a wall with a handyman level contractor remodel this year and then plan a bigger kitchen reno later. So you've got enough space to sit everyone down and you just wince at the fact that your kitchen doesn't look as shiny as you'd like, and you start dreaming and planning towards the kitchen update that's going to make you the center of your social community. These are some of the first questions that I ask my clients and that I put to my students when I start a design process, and they are exactly what you need to know about your home to get started too. By the way, there's a bonus benefit. You want to get these questions answered with your partner. Their answers might be different than yours, but getting on the same page about this as early as possible will save on partner disagreement down the line. And I'm not a relationship counselor, but I've been a residential architect for my entire career. And let me just tell you, the earlier you can sort this stuff out, the better off for you and anyone on your design team. A mid-century master plan approach is going to help you focus on your why. It's also going to anchor your choices in the reality of the house you have, what maintenance or structural needs it has right now, how it's been holding up in its mid-century lifespan, and it's going to keep your mid-century style choices anchored so they feel cohesive and complete and designerly as you go through the entire process. All of the steps of that might feel a little overwhelming at this point based on one video, and if you want to know more about it, I've got a free masterclass that walks you through each of the steps of the master plan process and shows you basically everything I want you to know and believe about planning a good remodel for your mid-century home. It's an hour of free, dare I say, fun advice that you can find by going to midmod-midwest.com/masterclass anytime you want. It's an on-demand video. It's a perfect place to begin. The most important thing to focus on if you really want to get your remodel plans going is that you don't need to take advice from anyone who doesn't love mid-century homes as much as you do. The remodeling industrial complex is always going to ask us to do more to our houses, to change more about our houses, and that is responsible for the loss of most of the great mid-century character we see in all these horrible white-painted Zillow flips that turn up constantly. You probably encountered them in your home search if you did that anytime in the last 10 years. But as a busy person with a real-world budget, you're not looking for a total transformation in your home. You're not looking to change everything about it. You're looking to tweak the things that need tweaking so it actually suits your life and looks the way you want it to look so that you can go on living in your forever home. The really good news, your mid-century home is probably already pretty charming. You don't need top-of-the-line, on-trend everything 2026 to make it good. You just need to solve the unique challenges that are stopping it from being the home you want to keep living in. It might be some repair work, it might be solving a layout challenge or two, and it might be enhancing or putting back mid-century charm, but it doesn't have to be everything. The catch, though, is that even when you know that, even when you've got your priorities set, it's still very easy to go into internet overwhelm because we live in an era when too many things are actually possible to us. Even if you're trying to use the search term mid-century, you may be feeling flooded and completely underwater with your Pinterest boards full of good ideas that you don't know how to put together into a design. So if you feel like what's really holding you back is that you're stuck behind all of your Pinterest boards, I've got great news. That's exactly the problem I'm going to help you solve in my next video. If you want help streamlining, boiling down, and actually extracting design ideas you can apply to your own house from all the pins you have already saved on Pinterest.